And just one more thing, and just to recap, you can start anywhere, build at your own pace. You don't have to be a coder. I'm going to skip past this, but we have seen the compare and contrast between a highly intent-driven reference design versus a free form. But what we've done here is through a single product and a single UI, unlike competition where there's multiple different disparate products or multiple different services or skill sets or APIs that you have to call. This is, you get everything that we've stated here with one product, with one UI and one API. And that is incredibly, powerful and differentiated just from a technical debt standpoint and even from a procurement standpoint. And you can use this across, one switch or thousands of switches, as you've seen here. This is just a list of the designs, but we have one more thing that I'm going to let Scott introduce.
Okay, so this won't be Steve Jobs level, one more thing, but we did want to drop it. So we have a new licensing model. Now, so what we did want to kind of leave you with is the theme that we've been talking about today is reducing resistance, making this a better fit in more places, covering more use cases, allowing you the flexibility to use Apstra to make your life better in whatever network you've got. With this licensing model, what we've done is just made it a little bit more consumable and easier to onboard. The premium license is all the things. It brings in some policy assurance and security things that we've talked about at Network Field Days in the past, all the multi-vendor stuff, and the unlimited scale is in the premium license. Advanced is a great fit if you're a Juniper shop using lots of QFXs and those kinds of devices. You get pretty much all the capabilities. What we've introduced is this standard tier. This standard tier is really low cost. This is for that customer that is trying to spec out a new data center or add some infrastructure to an existing data center, but didn't budget for a management solution. Hasn't really thought about trying to make their life better, trying to make what they do every day better. So they didn't budget for it. Adding the cost of a significant software license to that purchase order might be a hard thing to convince procurement of in the moment. Well, standard is our version of try it out. Much like Zoom does with their try or free tier, you get to take advantage of all the features of Zoom. You just can't do it at quite the scale. You can't have hundreds and hundreds of users, and they're going to limit you on time. What we're doing with standard is you get all the stuff. Everything we showed you today is available in this standard tier. All the freeform stuff, all the analytics capabilities that we demonstrated is in this standard tier. But you only get one blueprint, which is logically one data center or one set of topology. You only get to, so you really only get this in one instance, but you get all of these features. But what we're doing in this standard tier is giving you a 6-month free trial of all the advanced stuff. So if you're doing Juniper hardware, if you want to get Apstra in-house to see if it can help you, what we're doing is considering this sort of an extended trial. And even if you stay on standard, which by the way, it's roughly 2% of the cost of a switch street. So pretty low cost, a really low point of entry. It does add some value. It does help you. You do get to take advantage of things like the device management and platform upgrades and OS upgrades and things, and be able to manage a topology and take advantage of rollback and things for a really low price, but we'll let you try this stuff out for a while and see if it sticks for you and see if it's the right thing. So we don't want to do things unnatural like some of our competitors do and give it to you for free because we don't want it to be shelfware. How many still, well, I hope we don't still, but how many remember the AOL CD-ROMs that we used to get in the mail all the time, right?
Yeah, they make coasters.
Coasters.
Yeah. So, we don't want to give you a bunch of coasters to use on the coffee table. We want to give you stuff that we'll use. So we do want to work with the customer. We want it to be on the purchase order so that you're getting it and you know that you need to use it or you should use it. But we don't want to make the barrier to entry so high that it prevents you from trying it out. So that's kind of the reason behind the licensing tier. We have seen, I mentioned before, I'm a longtime Juniper guy. Since Juniper coming on, we've got a lot of new customers. One of the first customers I personally worked on was a retailer out of the Pacific Northwest. They just did a renewal yesterday for 3 more years. So they did a 1-year license. We didn't have this super low end tier, so they did a 1-year license of the advanced and liked it. and just yesterday renewed for 3 more years. So we do have a lot of evidence of customers gaining value from this product, you know, justifying the price, and certainly just making their lives easier. And that's really the goal of what we're doing. So.